just not.
It's Link.
Adorable.
It reminds me of like
I
King's
tried.
Quest. Back on my Tandy 1000.
And
Kyle,
the bar's over. Says,
Look
it's
it up on
squished.
Wikipedia.
It's really
What?
squished though. It should be like stretched taller, but that's not something that can be fixed easily.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hey man, I try.
I now understand why Mastic was curious if he was an elf. Also, get Ulysses out of there. Nobody cares about him anymore.
Be
Oh,
gone! So old news.
How am I supposed to wiki?
We love Tyvel now.
Yeah.
I was just saying Tandy 1000. I was just saying because it's an old version of computer.
And if I was any better at art stuff, I'd have figured out how to make the thing transparent. But no guide on the internet could help me.
What
Sure.
program were you using?
I was using Paint.net program. If you're not familiar with.
Well, I know part of it is saving it as a ping. That's about
Yeah, it
all I
is.
know.
It's PNG, and I thought I made it transparent, but I guess not.
I used to know how to do it in Photoshop. My wife showed me, but I've since
I can do it in GIMP.
I
I
got
can't do
GIMP
it.
too, but I prefer Paint's pixel
What
density.
would be transparent then?
The white bit around him.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You
if somebody
can see-
figures out how to do it, I could use that too. The only person who has like an official token is Withgram.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
I made it
there's that
myself,
program. that
I
you
could
can
splash a
use.
different background and make a token.
Make a round one like Uthgrim's with a border and everything.
Super easy. It's like drag and drop type thing.
I made one for Nivara, but she doesn't use it. She didn't like it.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was you. I made one for someone.
Yeah, no, I have no access to any token for Nivara. The only one I literally have is that picture, and that's in the bio and info picture. So, unless you put the token into the stuff that I have access to, I can't use it.
I think I emailed it to you. I don't know.
Did
that
you?
was-
I
it was
don't-
so long ago. I
Was
remember
it?
making one for someone. I thought it was you, but it might not have been.
So I really don't, I'm not crazy about this token either. I want to go to
I'll look
the
later.
one I've got on Google Plus.
Kyle,
Yeah,
you're
that's-
suddenly very blue.
I'm figuring that one out.
Well, well, if he were green, he would die.
Are you moving very fast? Are you blue shifted, Kyle?
Oh, science!
Are you
I'm
approaching the speed of
scared.
light right now?
Dwayne, hold me. I'm scared.
First thing discussing tactics is like I think so. Lexi was totally cool that I used spells out of Elemental Evil, right? Because we
Yes,
already done that.
absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. Because my battle cantrip besides Shillelagh, which turns
Shillelagh!
Tyval's weapon into effective town, is Frostbite, which is a save versus 1d6, and it gives them disadvantage on their next attack. So that's nice.
Yeah, I've been neglecting a spell I have called Guiding Bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Level
good
1
one.
spell.
That should
Um,
do some damage.
Draft.
Oh yeah, spell attack for 4d6 radiant damage, and the next attack against the target has advantage. Why I've not been using that, I don't know. I just have not. So.
And then my first level spells are pretty Cure Wounds, Good Berry, and Ice Knife. I also have Healing Word, but that's not currently prepared or written down. So mostly Heal Bot when Tyval's in caster form. And then, let's see, Moonbeam, Spike Growth will be nice, assuming we fight a bunch of small dumb things, because that's guaranteed damage. And Pass Without Trace.
Nice.
Fine.
That's huge.
Pass Without Trace will help the party, I think, a lot.
So you are now a druid works like a cleric, right?
Yes,
You
exactly.
prepare every day a certain number, but you can choose from anything on the list.
Yep.
Super. So we can kind of coordinate
Yep.
which one of us has Cure Wounds.
Mhm.
But when you're not in animal form, you're kind of weak, right? I mean, you don't have a great AC.
Well,
It's not, right?
Tyval has a 16 AC outside of animal form and 31 HP.
That's very
That's
that's
good.
very good actually. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
respectable.
yeah. So there's
I mean, from Ulysses to Tyval, I lost 1 HP because Tyval's got a higher con.
mhm.
He's got a strength of 8, though, which ties into his background. But a life of good living and travel gave him a high constitution and dexterity. So that's nice. But beyond that, yeah. And plus, I can turn into a slew of animals.
What?
Then you can
How do
straight
you
up tank, right?
And yeah, Tyvel is going to pretty much just activate full-on tank mode.
Can you cast spells while you're in animal form?
Not until level 18.
Oh, okay. So you can't. Okay.
Can druids
Effectively-
still use scimitars?
Yes.
Because you know that's a finesse weapon.
Yeah, but I use Shillelagh, so as my and that gives me wisdom, which is better than Dex.
And that's a.
Is that a cantrip?
Yep, bonus action cantrip that turns a wooden weapon into a 1d8 wisdom modifier attack and damage.
Nice.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Well done.
around?
Yeah.
So then, what typically, when in your travels, Tyvel, do you typically travel alone? Do you have a lot of experience fighting with others?
In my pilgrimage, it was mostly myself and my mentor at the time, known as Lady Heather, who was the mother of the High Harvest Home.
Okay.
At the time. So it was mostly herself and I. We traveled with caravans the best that we could. So the little bit of raider action I saw was myself, Lady Heather, and the guards of such. So I fought some with groups, but most of my combat has been in the forests, putting down a rebelling wolf or something that has been attacking travelers.
Okay. So how do your tactics work then? Do you, like, as soon as something's initiated, do you just immediately go into animal form and stay there until something makes you want to come out of it for some reason? Or do you start the fights in your human form and then transfer if something comes up? I guess
the forms kind of come as they decide to come. As to many, it's hard to explain how we druids become other things. I guess the best thing is to say that they're always there, and what you're seeing right now is just what you're seeing, and maybe the bear, the direwolf, or the cat is here with us, but right now you just can't see them. I like to believe that I am most tactfully, well, that's a big thunder outside, reliable when I am myself. But if I become certain beasts, like the bear, I cannot always guarantee that I will stick to tactics. But the wolf will fight with the pack. So.
Uthgrim nods a little bit at some of that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a bear totem.
Yes.
The bear will fight for itself and its friends. The wolf will fight together the best that it can.
Okay.
The
That's
laughing
cool.
hyena will maybe make any decisions that it feels.
And when in those forms, will you understand human?
Yes, I am still me to a good extent. I can still understand you, but I cannot speak to you. That is an art form that only the strongest of druids or the rare beasts can occasionally speak. But I cannot speak, but I can understand clearly, and I can nod and maybe scratch. But speech is beyond the beasts.
One of the things I've been thinking about, Mastic, we talked about this the other night. I think we need to communicate more on the field of battle, help one another know where the threats are and where we ought to be.
I have a question. For Tyvel. Your animal forms. I have a spell that lets me understand all languages. If I were to cast that spell, would I be able to understand you in your animal form?
Lex, that is up to you.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
If
Comprehend languages.
Comprehend
Can
languages.
I understand?
If the animal knows a language, but certain things like bears don't have a period language. But if I was a giant eagle, I could talk giant eagle and you could understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, certain animals like wolves talk to each other through. So, but I think you would need speak with animal for most of them.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
speak with animal.
Yeah,
But if
unless they
I-
have an actual language, like you said.
Yeah. If I ever hone the forms that are sometimes is currently greater than I can control, there are some that know themselves and will be able to speak to you. But most of all, if you just yell and whatnot,
Wait,
I can cross.
can't Uthgrim speak with animals?
As a ritual, yes.
Yeah, it's a one action. Oh no, rituals are all 10 minutes.
I can hold my forms, by the way, for some amount of time, maybe 2 hours, 4 hours at best if I keep one form. But they become unstable and the spirit tries to leave me. So.
And when do you get the ability to speak? In animal form?
Only that's like that's not really something that's labeled. I mean, unless you just kind of want to say, hey, I'm like a level 20 druid. I mean, come on now.
No, you do get that at some point.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, because you can cast somatic spells.
Oh, yeah. I probably at level 18 then.
Oh, so it's a long ways away.
Yeah. But a lot of animals, have languages. A lot of the higher challenge rating ones have languages. Too bad I can't turn into monstrosities somehow, because pretty much all monstrosities can talk common, which is weird. Like wargs. Wargs can speak in D&D. Now they know common. Strange.
The Roper did.
Yeah.
Fucking Roper.
The Roper knew Draconic, not common.
Oh, that's true. But we still got to speak with it.
Like the But yeah, a lot of things don't have languages. Let's see because I'm looking at the monster manual here. There's only one animal that I can turn into that isn't in the monster manual, and that's the giant fly out of the DMG.
The giant fly.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Can you just feel this overwhelming urge to land on a pile of cow shit?
Favorite animal in there.
I can be a giant goat. I can be any challenge rating 1 or lower that doesn't fly. And at level 6, it can be 2 or lower, and then at level 8, I can start flying. At level 9, 3 or lower, all the way up to level 18 or 15.
Giant goat.
Yeah, giant goat's neat.
Giant goat. Sounds cool. I'll write it.
Love it. I'm going to call you Giant. I'm now going to name you Giant Goat.
That's it. There goes Dwayne naming shit again.
Name.
If I was an ape, could I do sign language?
So do we want to talk about any other tactics? We've been talking about integrating Tyval. Anything else?
Well, you had mentioned that it would be a good idea to kind of integrate your shield bash with a melee attack, or I suppose anybody. Like if you knock them prone, which happens pretty often. That's a pretty. I mean, that shield bash really works, especially
more
if you're
often
raging.
than not. It works.
Yeah. So then, if somebody goes before you in the round, have them ready their action
to attack when I'm finished.
Attack, yeah. As soon as somebody is knocked prone in your space, I suppose would be the trigger, right?
I would make it a bit less specific, because what if I fail and then he doesn't get knocked prone? I would say attack as soon as I'm finished, because that way, even if I fail, you still get your attack off.
Yeah.
That's my contingency thinking coming into play.
And this also becomes relevant if Tyval's in direwolf form. It knocks things prone.
Oh, there you go.
But I guess being when you ready an action, don't you take your? Never mind. I just thought about it and I figured it out. So I'll just shut up.
See, Dwayne, you don't even need us.
Right? Because if let's say Mastag is standing next to Uthgrim, and we'll do this here, and there's somebody standing in like this space here, and maybe let's say there's somebody, let's put one right there. So if it's his turn first, he says, I will ready an attack to attack as soon as Uthgrim finishes, switches to Uthgrim. Let's say there's these two guys here. Uthgrim attacks this guy, happens to kill him, but knocks this guy down. Then it's your turn. Immediately you attack and smash this guy who's on the ground. Or if he's not on the ground, you still smack him.
Then we'll call that
the slap end.
the old slap
Tickle. Come on, I thought somebody was going to jump right in on that one.
Here's some kobolds you guys can play with.
Sorry, I didn't hear it. Go balls. Or as the guy in my campaign calls them.
Also, there's a bit of a storm going outside, so if I suddenly disappear, the power might have gone out.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Thurin's also going to suggest that he's been taking an awful lot of damage. What he's probably going to start doing is when he makes his 2 attacks, Then he's gonna make his move action to try to get away from some of the damage if he doesn't incur too many opportunity attacks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The other thing that you can do if you don't use your bonus action for a second attack is to use your cunning action to disengage, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that might be something to weigh out in certain circumstances where it's like, shit, is the cost benefit worth it to make that extra attack, or should I get out of dodge? Like if you're low on HP or something like that.
And you can always use your longbow from range and sneak attack with it, as long as one of your allies is within 5 feet of the person
Yeah,
you're
that's
shooting
true.
at, which is pretty sweet.
And now since I can put both my weapons away at once and draw another one in the same action, like my bow, it'll be a lot better.
Cool. And like, so like Kyle, one of the things that I was also thinking about the shield bash is that I can kind of like use it to bang people in different directions. So if like I was fighting against this guy here, I could bang him 5 feet back. That might, if you were here, like line something up. So if you're, that's when I was talking about communication. If you see an opportunity like that, I think it would be very in character for your character to call out and say, Uthgrim, knock him in the way or something like that. And I could try and set up that type of attack.
So here, there you go. That's how it'd be.
All right.
And then you knock him down 5 feet diagonal, and that'd give him 15 feet in a line.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like in this case, if there was this setup and I knew Uriel was coming up next, I could even step up here, attack, knock this guy back. Then on Uriel's turn, he could 5-foot step, one over, blast them all. That type of thing. So you guys just let me know if there's anything that I can do. And
The old slap and tickle.
the old slap and tickle. That's pretty much the only other thing I got. So my tactics are pretty limited right now, which is actually, you know, if I'm being honest, part of the reason why I like the idea of going towards Battle Master. I think it's thematically consistent.
Oh, I love Battle Master. It's so much fun.
It just gives you more options for doing stuff instead of just like, oh, I attack again.
You get to control the battlefield, which is always great.
In the pie charts that Master put up,
Love pie
Thurin's
charts.
taking more damage than what Uthgrim has.
Yeah, and I have a bit of like, I find that a bit like misleading.
It kind of makes sense because you have that damage resistance.
Yeah, like I think if you actually looked at like how much damage he soaked,
but
not actually taken.
Next level, I will get what was it?
And also a thing that some people I don't know
uncanny
realize
dodge.
Side for Druid, I effectively
I
have
get
100
uncanny dodge
for 100 HP.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, is that like once you, the damage that Tyvel takes in his form, unless he's on like 5 HP and he takes 10, 5 of that would carry over, but otherwise that damage doesn't carry over.
Yeah.
So he can soak a ton of damage.
Yeah, next level I get uncanny dodge, so if I can see the attack, I can use my reaction to have the damage.
That's huge.
Yep, that's pretty awesome.
Now, of course, you only get one reaction, so just make sure you don't get like...
I'd use it on the most damaging one.
Yeah.
Or most damaging
The
attack.
two-handed weapon.
Yeah. Or that crit that you like to hit me with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I think that, like, that from my perspective, that's all I really was thinking about tactics. I don't know, like, Dwayne, have you got anything else, or Chrissy, or I know there's a few of us that were in that chat. Anybody else?
Not really. The only other thing maybe people could keep an eye on, or not that anybody's been doing it wrong, but something I haven't really thought about too much is how much of a premium reactions are. I mean, it just stretches out that your action economy that much more. So, I mean, I guess it's just myself and Tyvel that choose spells or have a large number of spells to choose from. But I definitely weight the reaction ones a little bit heavier. That's all.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know, like
shield for Kyle, for example, is a good reaction one.
Yeah.
Or absorb element.
Yeah, absorb elements.
Yeah. And one thing
That's
for like
right.
Tyvo is like that we've gone over is while he would love to be a dedicated heal bot, you know, there's only phases where he can heal. You know, phase where he's out of form, in form. Well, if somebody really needs to heal, he'd have to drop out of form.
Right.
And,
So in combat, not a lot of healing to come from Tyvo. Fair.
Like if he has to, he'd probably
he would. He would escape the form, but he definitely prefers to wait for the beast to kind of get its fill.
Well, this is kind of a whole can of worms, but there is a philosophy that healing in combat is actually not a great thing to do unless you have to.
Yeah.
Usually it's more or you can find more effective things to do. Unless, you know, you need to help someone that's at 0 or about to go to 0.
But luckily, beast form's a kill switch for combat guys, because bonus action to disappear, run over, action to heal. So as a panic button, Tyvel as a moon druid goes in and out of forms on a bonus action.
Yes,
Cool.
that's pretty sweet. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that argument before, Lex, and I kind of agree with it. Like, the idea behind that argument is that if you do, like, you're better off killing the enemy so it can't do more damage rather than throwing out like 1d8 or something like that.
That's assuming your cleric can hit the broadside of a barn.
Sorry, Chrissy, I think
which ours can.
No, I was just trying to figure out what everyone's AC is, because I don't always know when is a good time to use cutting words when something's going to hit somebody, because I don't know what everybody's AC is.
Why don't everybody put your AC in the chat?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I think at this point, by observation, she's smart enough that she would have deduced this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can kind of figure it out by the armor and stuff that people are
And my
wearing.
AC may or may not change with form, because as a druid, I can't cast spells in form, but I can maintain concentration spells while I'm in form.
That's cool.
So, depending on what form I am, I may be in bark skin. So,
and it's a base
16 for bark skin. So
right, and it's a bonus action to shift. So you basically start combats.
Yeah,
cast a spell,
Uriel's
and then shift.
by memory I think is
Animal
11
Warcaster.
and Nivara's is 12, so they're definitely the lowest by quite a bit.
Navarro's is 13 now because
13.
of the.
Oh, better armor.
Do you not have any decks now, Chrissy?
I have +1 dex. My armor only gives +2 with this upgraded armor.
Yeah, she's got studded leather.
I can only wear light armor.
Yeah, I knew
Did
that.
you get studded leather, Thurin?
Yeah, I've been wearing studded.
Oh, okay. And Nathan, did you get studded leather?
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh
I
wait,
guess
you
I
can't
could
wear
get better
studded
armor.
leather.
No.
You can wear what, hide? But that's not really
but
any
that
better, is it?
doesn't change anything. Nope.
So you can wear scale mail if it's dragon scale mail.
Yeah, if we can. I'm sure if I really cared, I could figure out a way to argue a better whatever. But honestly,
Well,
it's not something
16s, I mean, everybody's got pretty good armor classes except for Uriel, who has some spells to help with that. And Nivara is better than she was.
Tyvo holds a shield, so that's what really helps.
In a couple levels, Navarro might be able to take some other classes spells that might help with her armor issue.
Yeah, and Uriel and Nivara should not be on the front line. So unless some kind of ranged attacker decides to single them out, or Uriel decides to be the mage tank again.
Or the dragon decides to
Right,
come
that's
to the butt end of the party instead of stay with the grouped up members of the party and attack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon was
he's
not a nice
smart, man.
person.
Yeah, he was a straight up dick.
Yeah.
He
I wanted
wasn't
him on our
there.
team. He knew how to fight.
I wanted him on our team, and I was the only one he actually knocked out.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing further in terms of tactics,
Well, if you guys send up like smoke signals like Kraul de Ronthar, we love you, we want you back. You know,
Tyvo
maybe...
could,
I don't see Mastic doing
could
that.
cast Skywrite.
There you go.
Is that a thing?
Skywrite, yep, just like a plane, baby.
That's awesome. I hadn't seen that.
Like
That's
Uriel
great.
meets some girl and wants to ask her
Yeah.
to marry him.
Eat it, Joe's.
Wow.
Wow.
I found a really cool thing for spell lists. It doesn't have elemental evil spells on it, but the way it's put out is really nice. Skywrite. That's elemental evil. I think. Yeah. I don't know. But you can write up to 25 words in the clouds.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That can be seen for like 5 miles in any direction, I think is so.
I mean, to be fair, knowing the numbers is really only a meta version of it. Nivara wouldn't think of it in terms of, oh, X has a 16 AC, and I know that its X is going to have an X number for it. She can't really quantify it. She's like, oh, I know how tough X person is.
Right.
And I know the way that attack is going. I know I should probably cheerleader that.
Cheerleader, I love it.
Oh, and another thing, a spell. I regularly will be preparing dark vision, so that might be nice for some of the less ocular of the party.
So the other humans.
Yeah. Hey, come on.
I mean, that's a level 2 spell slot, but
Yeah.
She's gone
It
from
lasts for 8
cheerleader
hours.
to cheerleader.
not concentration.
I love it.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm ready to go now.
I think
Now
on
that we
a
got our
ship,
tactics ready. Like, oh man.
I think on a ship, Uriel would do 2 things. First, he would probably, while everyone's around, mention the guy with the alligator. He just really likes telling that story. It's just kind of his, he loves
Oh
that
yeah,
story.
and while they're on the ship, Tyva would definitely demonstrate his shape change ability because that happens on short rests and long rests. So,
Are you-
Nivara would
Yep. Short-
make a nice performance, keep morale up, and amongst.
Tyva could be a
Now I'm
dancing
on.
bear.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
pick up that alchemy jug. Let's get loaded.
Yep. Druid gets 2 uses every short and long rest. So
Shouldn't
that's
say
nice.
that.
And Uriel would probably get a little wasted and try to find somebody to play cards with.
Shouldn't drink and boat, man. Sorry, I'm from Minnesota. They beat that into our heads from a very young age. Shouldn't drink and boat.
Wait, hold on.
Not-
Uriel is drunk and wants to play cards. Does he
I'm
want to
in.
bet?
I'm
I'm
in.
in.
'Cause if he
Yeah.
wants to bet, I am so in.
I feel like
Title's
we can
in.
just assume he loses.
I'm not
all
very
his money.
good. I don't really know how to play cards, but I'll join.
So yeah, how much are you guys anteing up?
However much money you have, we'll just take it.
So I'm gonna put in 100 gold in the pot.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, come on. This is
Whoa.
a friendly game. That's a little too high stakes for a friendly game here.
It's fine. We're fine.
Everyone don't know, but they're using Thurin's deck that he has. So
Thurin,
it's
I don't trust. Can we
Which
find
is
a
stacked,
separate
I'm
deck
sure.
to find someone else's deck?
I don't want to play with Thurin's cards. I don't trust Thurin that much.
my cards are the
No.
only ones we got.
Okay, everybody draw 2 cards. We'll play Texas.
Third.
We're on a boat.
Tell you what, I won't break your fucking fingers, and we split the pot.
I don't know how do you play the cards here on Roll20 anyway.
I
have no idea.
clue.
Draw
All right, draw 2 cards.
It looks like you're at the end of the deck. Shuffle the deck. Okay, that's sad.
That's what I got. That's
There
as
are
far
no
as I
cards
got.
in this deck.
This deck is the worst.
You guys could
Third.
just make a roll.
I'll make a roll.
Playing, so it's dice then.
Well, it's dice simulating cards.
So
What does
yeah,
this roll consist
playing
of?
some poker.
Like,
100 gold
what
pot.
stats govern?
Roller.
That's a good question. Well, what
What's
kind of
that
game are you
governs
guys
luck?
playing? Like a poker
Well-
kind of thing, or
Poker.
Oh shit! If this is like an intelligence-based game, I'm out.
probably?
Counting
Yeah.
cards.
Wait, where'd you see playing cards at?
It's something I have because I'm proficient in it.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! He's gonna take all of this.
Wait, hold on.
You
But shouldn't your
totally created us.
proficiency be modified by the fact that you are drunk?
Hey, no, it's
Go
like
for
the
it.
Drunken Monkey style, except his is with
Yeah.
cards.
This is true. This is we're falling right into
Uriel
the trap.
grew up
He does this all the time.
Uriel grew up with
He's hustling you
things.
guys.
What
a lot of alcohol and a bunch of rich kids that he could be friends with because they were rich and he was a noble. So he would just take advantage of those rich kids and play cards with them. He played a lot of cards in his childhood.
What stat does that card thing go off of?
Wisdom.
Oh.
Wisdom?
I think it should
Not
be
much
intellect
better.
for this if you're doing poker or
All right, I'm
intelligence.
playing poker. I'm gonna play against them.
So you'd use your intelligence bonus. If you have proficiency in playing cards, then you would add your proficiency bonus.
I'm gonna make my unskilled intelligence check at -1.
Can I add my proficiency
Eat it.
because
Uriel?
I'm trained in insight?
Yeah.
No.
Do I reroll because the last one was wisdom, or do I roll, or just?
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, because we're using intelligence.
So it's intelligence.
Fuck.
Oh my God, Uriel.
What is your intelligence?
Here I thought I was gonna run the table on this shit.
And here, and I still maintain that if it was 100, Navarra would not have bet because that's too much for a friendly game.
No.
Just saying.
I'm like Uriel was dead set. It's 100. So.
High stakes game, guys.
Thorin don't have that much gold to spend on that cards.
Oh my gosh. You guys are
I rolled it because if people would be amenable to putting it down to like 25, sure. But if it was 100, Navarra would have been like, no. This is it's either a friendly game at a reasonable like 25 gold.
Before you
ain't
draw
playing.
the cards, you should negotiate the price.
Oh, I stated that already though.
I will pay my share of the. There's 100 gold.
You got 100 out of me. I'm out.
That was a
Fuck
quick
that shit.
game.
I'm gonna like role play it as if it took a few more hands than just one.
Right, it wasn't just one hand. That's just
Yeah,
the,
because 100 gold in one hand. I don't know. Like, even that is yeah.
I mean,
Not
like
hot.
Uriel takes IOUs.
I owe you one healing spell.
So.
I owe you. Fuck off, Uriel. I like tricking with you, but no more fucking cards.
That was awesome.
How
Well
about
done,
some
Kyle.
dice?
That was the perfect hustle. Like,
Yeah, you totally hustled. this
opened
man.
with the I'm drunk, and closed with the by the way I'm proficient and intelligence is my Uber stat.
I got a bunch of shit built into my character sheet you guys don't even know about.
Man.
My character was actually designed to win at cards. That's like my purpose.
I'm proficient in dice,
Oh, toss the dice. now.
and it's a deck stat.
Navarra could have just sat there heckling him the whole time, like
Yeah.
cutting words all night.
She's got quite the bluff.
Well, I mean, she would have if she were even participating. But if the thing was 100 gold, she wouldn't have even participated.
Cutting words, bardic inspiration.
Yeah. Oh man,
I mean, like,
we could have made a pact. We could have split the pot. You cutting words, bardic inspiration, me, guaranteed win.
Yep.
Actually, I want to make that money back.
I mean, she probably would have if
And
she
a
were
gambler
even
is born.
participating.
let's
So-
see. Let's see.
Are we
The
pulling
next game's
spells
your
into this
lucky
thing? Because
game.
I have a spell called Command. I can just flip through the
Fold.
fold.
Bootstrap, I'll continue playing.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I know
Sure
a
about that,
fucking
bud?
card shark when I see one.
Do you?
I know one now, master. It's the fucker smelling like roses over there.
I like how Uriel smells like flowers and Navarra just get the occasional whiff of sugar if you're near her.
I mean, like Uriel does like flowers a lot.
Tybal's staff has flowers literally growing out of them.
So I'm like, it could be something he picked up from his grandmother when his grandmother was alive. So
Actually, I don't know. Tybal might be not really insulted, but think it funny that you would like have like artificial rose smell.
no, auto rose leather is like it's leather tanned with roses. So
It's not how tanning works, but okay.
Yeah,
No,
I'm sure he paid for the real rose
Yeah.
oils.
Yeah, like magic that shit in there.
I'm like, no, it's probably
Many
still-
roses died for this armor.
I mean, doesn't
I'm
I'm sure it's.
prestidigitation-
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's probably just like prestidigitation with permanency, but
Yeah. That would be expensive.
It is the softest and most expensive leather on the market.
Well, we've been on the water for a while. Like, this is the best that Uthgrim's ever smelled because he bathes in the water every day. So he only smells significantly of sweat instead of entirely of sweat.
I smell probably worse than ever because I stay in the exact middle of the boat. I don't want to go anywhere with probably most of the time with both hands on the deck.
Tyva
It's
just
okay,
turn into a giant
because-
seahorse. Be like, here.
I sink like a stone.
Just go prone the whole
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah, I'll be below decks.
It's okay. Nybara
Consider
can
me-
take care of Mastig's smell.
Consider me ballast.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
And did you guys bring the horses with you?
Oh yeah.
Tyva
Yeah.
can be a horse.
So the horses might be slightly more uncomfortable than Mastig. Maybe.
Oh,
kind of a
Tyva would
toss-up.
totally be chatting up the horses. Like, it's okay.
Could, but nah.
People would turn into a horse.
Yeah, he'd turn into a horse. Be like, it's okay, guys. Look, I'm a horse too. We're horse pals.
I was looking for my spell list. Damn it. I don't think I have it though.
Then he'd turn into a seahorse. And look,
Yeah, couldn't you? You could turn into a shark, can't you? You could be like swimming alongside the ship and shit.
sure. Yeah, you definitely have seen sharks. I don't know. I think most sharks, or at least like sharks that would be relevant, are too high of a CR. I'm not sure. I don't really ever consider like water forms because
It'd be
A
like
reef
how often
in
I
the back of the
could be a giant
Fair.
octopus.
a reef shark is 1/2 challenge.
Yeah, I don't know.
But wouldn't that be a saltwater shark?
No,
It
he's
could be something like
the
a river,
coast. The
like a
sword
river,
coast?
like a river dolphin or something.
Yeah, there are freshwater sharks.
Yeah. Freshwater sharks.
No,
Actually,
I meant like a reef shark is a
Yeah,
saltwater
reef
shark.
one would be, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a hunter shark. It doesn't say. It just breathes water. Specifically say anything. Yeah, it could be. Oh, it's a challenge rating too. Never mind.
Well, there's so many different sharks. I'm sure you could say that there is one that's a CR1.
Yeah.
Because in our world, there's like all kinds of sharks, all sizes.
I could be a quipper.
It'd be one of those koi goldfish.
What type
Up
of
at the
ship
top of
are
the
we on?
water.
Yeah, we're probably on like one of those flat bottom river boats, right?
Yeah,
No, we got to be on something bigger than that for this long of a journey, right?
it's probably like a barge kind of thing.
Those ropes can be really big. I mean, like the Mississippi barges can be like massive, and I assume. I don't know. I need to like make some kind of easier way to access the various forms I might become because we're scrolling up and down this freaking PDF is just painful.
Put each one on a note card.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
There probably already is that somewhere in the web.
I might
yeah,
take just pictures of each and then paste them onto a thing and print it out.
Yeah. I know they have spell cards you can buy,
I'll figure something out.
but they're pretty easy to make too.
Like,
All right,
Yeah,
are you
well,
guys ready to
what's
get
the-
to Baldur's Gate, or do you have more fun on the boat that you want to have?
Ready to roll.
I think right
Right.
before Uriel would approach you through and like, you know what? That was a lot of fun. Do you think we could try to make some money while we're in Baldur's Gate? Maybe go to the tavern, hustle some games?
Yeah. I'd better come with you though. If you cheat the wrong guy, you're gonna get fucking stabbed.
Like, this could
You
be
know-
fun, Ertrum. This could be fun. I don't need the money. It's just for the excitement,
I don't even need the money.
Here's-
I'm loaded. Ugh.
There's Nybara.
I've got all your money.
Roll to keep up morale on the boat of the crew workers. Playing some awesome lyre music for them.
Yeah, she's
There's
got
a
that.
sweet rock
Oh wait,
on
you
the
don't have it yet. Never
on-boat
mind.
rock show. It's like pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
I could do like pyrotechnics from Druidcraft.
Liar.
All the pyrotechnics would really take is prestidigitation, just prestidigitize some sparks.
Or whatnot. Battle metal. It'll be great.
All right, so you guys arrive at Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a bustling center of trade with goods coming from north and south by wagon along the tradeway and by ship on the Sea of Swords, and from the east along the river Chionthar, which is the river you guys have been sailing on, and from Cormyr and Sembia. Baldur's Gate is situated on a prominent bluff next to the river, overlooking an excellent natural harbor. It is divided into 3 distinct segments: the upper city, where the richest and most influential citizens live, and where the marketplace, called the Wide, is; the lower city, which surrounds the harbor and where most of the city's merchants live and conduct their business; and the outer city, which lies outside the walls and where most of the city's laborers reside in conditions that vary from crowded but clean to squalid. So this is a large city, and kind of an odd thing about Baldur's Gate is there are no animals allowed in the city, because the city is very crowded. The streets are very narrow, so no horses or draft animals or even dogs are allowed. So people that are moving goods through Baldur's Gate, they basically have to unload them on one side of the city, hire porters to run them through the city, and then load them on the other side. And the city makes a lot of money from that, and they've actually prevented any kind of convenient road being built like around the city, so you could just go around it.
Is there a stable outside the city though?
Yeah. So usually what people do is they usually merchants, they don't even deal with taking things across the city. Like, they just, if they're coming from the south, they take their goods to the south part of the city, they sell it, and then they turn around and go back. So yeah.
Cool. So I guess we'll stable our horses. Should we deduct something for stabling costs, Lex?
Well, I mean, you guys don't know when or if you'll be coming back. You might want to just sell them. Because, I mean, you guys are going to Waterdeep, which is a long ways away.
How much can I convince people to buy our awesome horses for? I'm sure I can persuade them to pay a pretty penny for them.
We probably should have sold them in a city they were allowed to be in. It's like the worst fucking market for horses we could have.
Well, no, because people are going to be going south, so you'll be able to sell them.
I'm going to persuade somebody who's going south that these horses are the absolute best horses they can buy south of Baldur's Gate.
Very well rested after their trip
and
on
seasick.
Yeah, we insisted. Yeah, we need more horses. Then we get on a boat and then sell the horses.
Well, we didn't. I don't think anybody thought about
know.
the fact that we couldn't take them, and they didn't point it out to us. So
yeah.
So, yeah.
This is coming from the guy. Like, I wanted to get us all plate armor just so we could chuck it later. Like, this is genius. I wish we had got extra horses.
Are we then taking a boat up to Waterdeep?
No, you're.
Oh.
The plan is to infiltrate the caravan that the cult is going to be part of going north from here. So what they suggested you do is you hire on as guards with the merchants that are going north once the cult merchant or the cultists get here. Because what the merchants do is they all kind of band together into a huge caravan. And so you can hire on with one of the other merchants that's going on the same caravan, and it won't be suspicious or anything.
We kept like the dragon scabbards and
yeah, you guys have one of those.
Suspicious if we show up with those around our waist right out of the gate, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure we're
I think that
keeping
needs to be
the
hidden.
scabbard and the purple robe in the haversack, probably.
Yeah, that's gonna draw bad attention.
So I can try persuasion to get, to convince people these are the best horses ever, and they totally want to buy them for slightly over actual value.
You can try, but probably the person you're selling the horses to knows horses and is going to be going by what he knows of horses more than what you say about the horses.
But you should try anyway, I believe.
Yeah, you can try. Maybe he'll just like you and decide to go along with it anyway.
Yuri will be acting as a showgirl. Just kind of
I only got a 10. That's like the worst roll I could possibly. I rolled I swear to God, I rolled like a 3 or something. No, yeah, I rolled a 3. Exactly what I rolled.
I just threw some guidance on top of that.
Well, you can sell your horses for 27 gold and 5 silver each.
See, we don't really get paid, but we kind of get paid.
Yeah, because you didn't buy those horses, right?
Right.
I agree, Master. This is working out a lot fucking better than I thought.
You just got to deal with dumb people, I guess.
Maybe you should call your group the Unwitting Businessmen.
We may not be good merchants, but
How much did we make? 27 and
27.5,
silver.
basically. Yeah.
I thought we had like what 4 or 5.
We each had 1 horse. We
Or
each
wait,
sold
that's
1
not
horse.
right. I am failing at math. Hang on.
Oh,
Let me use a
Yeah.
calculator because I can't seem to do math right now for some reason.
you can't control Z on these character sheets, can you? All right, I added 27.
37. So just add 10 more. 37 gold, 5 silver. There we go. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, so where was I?
But as a question to those of you more familiar with Roll20, is there a quick way to save my character sheet? Save any changes I make? I just hit edit and then save changes. Is that it?
I think
I'm
it
pretty
just
sure
saves
for the
them
character sheet, it
automatically.
saves
Yeah,
automatically.
saves automatically. You don't gotta click anything.
Oh, okay.
Does someone want 8 gold?
Actually, I lost some stuff earlier,
Sure.
so I don't think
Oh.
that's.
I want to get rid of
There-
8 more gold.
There
sure.
is
number.
Send
sometimes
my
the
way.
character sheets, because like how the system, like the shard system works, sometimes things will get rolled back, just completely randomly.
Guess what my number of gold is?
666.
1337.
Oh,
Nice.
Leap.
All right, so you guys were given a contact. Celeban was his last name, and you were told he's in the Blackgate district, which is in the northern part of the city.
Where is the instrument shop?
We'll say it's in that area too.
Pretty much, if it was going to be on the other side of the city, she'd probably rather go there first. But as long as it's in the same part of the city, she didn't care which one she went first.
Okay. You can kind of do that on the way if you want.
You should stop in on the way. Hey, you know Leosin.
Yeah, I know Leosin.
Yeah, he said you have a lyre. With the Harper, like designed like the Harper symbol. and
Oh,
he gave me
yes,
this
yes,
to
we
give
do.
to you.
Quite a beauty. Very, very good craftsmanship. Only the finest materials were used.
Yeah, he gave me this scroll for you.
Oh yes, and he takes the scroll, and as he starts unrolling it, he's telling you about how awesome this lyre is, and you can see the hustle, and then he reads the scroll, and his face kind of falls, and he goes, "Very well, it's
Yeah,
yours."
His
voice completely changes. He's
I'm
like,
glad
well,
it's so beautiful. Thank you.
It's like,
He was
"Oh,
like
yes, it's
trying
great."
to get more money out of you, but yeah, he gives it to you. It's very nice, made of like gleaming silver, and looks like the Harper emblem.
That goes towards one of Tyvil's little flaws, I guess. He doesn't see worth in material things like that. Kind of a waste to him.
She's going to, as a thanks, she's going to take out her old lyre and give it to him and say, "Hold on to this. For it may take a little while, but one day you'll be able to say you have Nivara Amastasia's first lyre,
That's going in the
and that will
Oh.
be
history.
worth something."
Oh, thank you, my lady. I will keep it in a very safe place.
He chucks it over his shoulder.
He's like, next guy in, hey, I got a new lyre, man.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll probably be worth money someday.
Did you sign it?
I'll just like write a little
You can take that.
a little paper, a certificate of authenticity type deal.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. This guy's gonna be a tycoon one day. From all the money he made from this harp.
Right now he thinks he got chipped, but when the time comes.
So I decided to look up what the emblem actually looked like.
Does it weigh the same as a normal lyre, or does it weigh more? Normal lyre is like 2 pounds.
It's probably the same.
Because it's made of such fine craftsmanship. It's a light
And metal.
and elegant.
Well, I think it's well, the emblem's actually a harp.
It's right here.
Yeah, but a
Yeah.
lyre is kind of like a smallish harp, so I figured it wouldn't be too hard to make a small-sized.
So
Like,
you want
it
a lyre
basically
that's kind of shaped like
yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lyre is kind of like a handheld harp. Is the way I've always
Well,
seen
a
it
harp
described.
A harp uses curves for longer and shorter strings to make different sounds, and lyres just various types of tension on a straight bar. I'm no musical theorist. I think that's how it works.
Sounds like you know a lot, actually. That's way
Yeah,
more
you
than
know
I
more
do.
about it than I do. I'm not even sure what a lyre is,
impressed.
to be honest.
Yeah, me neither.
Lyre is like the
That sounds
thing
cool.
that like you always see like satyrs with, not the flutes, but it's like the straight topped thing that you string sideways. There's a harp's like the big curved thing.
Yeah,
I've always heard
I
lyres
just looked at
described as
a
kind of like handheld harps. Which
I just
is,
looked at a
They
bunch
look-
of images of them. And I think you could definitely get one that looks very similar to that emblem. Here, I'll paste it in the chat. There's a ton of just images of lyres. They're like all they all kind of have the same basic shape, but they're very, very different. So yeah.
Love the one with the skull, man.
And honestly, anyone other than a bard probably doesn't know the difference anyway. If you have that general shape, they'll be like, "Oh, that's the Harper emblem."
God, that one is so fucking metal. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is wow.
Heavy metal lyre.
Fucking metal. Gonna make a lyre out of your skull, demon hell spawn.
You should make that as a gift for Nivara later.
All right.
Some
I mean, Nivara, you can play like all instruments, right? Or do you have to
I
select
have
specific
lyre,
ones?
pan, flute, and lute.
Oh, okay.
just get a pan flute.
Okay.
One day I will have a pan flute.
All right, so you guys get the lyre, and then you find this gentleman, Akin Celeban, and he operates an equipage business in the outer city, north of the city wall, in the Blackgate district. He sells all the material needed for long distance freight hauling: wagons, rope, netting, grease, chains, wheels, and so on. His shop also repairs wagons. And he's not directly involved in the hiring of guards for caravans, but he knows a lot of people who are. And so, you guys talk to him and tell him that Frume sent you, presumably.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, I can definitely talk to some people and find some merchants that are looking for guards and whatnot. And if I put in a good word for you, I'm sure you can get hired.
Sounds good. We'll get paid though, right?
Well, unless you're terrible, I'm sure you will.
Oh,
I do have a little bit of shopping I wanted to do. You reminded me of it when you said net.
Okay.
I want to buy some nets as written as martial ranged weapons in the player's guide.
Okay.
Because that fucking dragon's not getting away from me again. I'm going to buy a couple of nets because we really have a weakness when it comes to anything that can fly. I realized we have basically nothing we can do.
to level 8.
Sturgis.
That's right. So I'm gonna buy some nets. I'll buy nets for everybody. Everybody gets in.
What about my jump move?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty good.
It was cool.
If I hadn't been laying on the ground, it would
Not
have been laying
entirely
on the ground
practical.
laughing its ass off.
Hmm.
But I was laying on the ground, so.
Nets
level
are
8,
me. Everybody gets a net.
Can become a giant eagle, and Mastiff can ride him into battle.
Nice. So, Celeban also tells you that if you hang around this area, kind of where his shop is, there's quite a few taverns and like little tent saloons set up. And if you kind of hang out here in this area, that you will be able to see like any merchants that are gathering to go north, and you know, you can kind of scope it out and see when these guys you're looking for show up.
Sounds good. Combines our two favorite things. Doing what we're supposed to
And
while
drinking.
drinking. Yeah.
I think he's a local, so I'm gonna ask him what's the most ridiculous, crazy, most expensive restaurant in Baldur's Gate.
It's
Can
not
I-
in this part of the city.
Can I convince the tavern owner to pay me to play at their tavern while everybody else is getting drunk?
Probably. How about a persuasion roll?
Sure.
Fucking Pint was fucking.
Have some
Or
guidance.
the other place was ecstatic when she showed up.
Yeah, he'd love to have you play. You know, do you want pay or do you want free room and board?
Are we gonna be spending the night here?
Maybe.
Probably. When's the caravan gonna leave?
You're not sure, but best guess is they could be here in a few days or as long as a week and a half.
Yeah.
You're not sure, depending how long it takes them to get here. But you definitely got here before they did.
Can I get room and board for everybody? Well, room for everybody, dinner for everybody. You can make them pay for their own drinks. That might get expensive if I convince you to pay for all their drinks.
He says, well, I tell you what, I can definitely accommodate you, but no offense, I've never seen you perform before. I'm not sure if you're good enough to put up 6 people, but why don't you play a set and we'll see.
Okay, that's fine. That's reasonable. I like
really
that
want
idea.
Navarre to like critical fail it in a very childishly evil way.
All right, how about a performance roll? We'll see.
And will that roll be within a minute of her starting?
Well, it's kind of for her whole, like, maybe, I don't know, 10,
I don't
15
think
minutes
any
of
guide or
Okay, no guidance.
playing.
smelly
Mediocre.
Okay.
Average.
He says that he'll give all your friends dinner tonight.
Cool.
And of
Works
course
for
you
me.
get to keep any, tips that you make.
Works for me.
Cool. I'll take the buffet, please.
All you can eat?
Yeah.
Plates of all your fucking meat.
Sorry, that's not eligible for dwarves.
What?
That's
Yeah.
racist.
Discrimination. What do you think this is, Indiana?
Rights violation.
Zing.
More rights violation.
Zing. Ouch. Topical.
Topical.
Indiana is not at all discriminatory as long as you're white and Christian and straight.
That's right. Straight is really the operative one.
Thurin wants to go to just walk around town.
Okay.
Just to see if there's any like side jobs that he can do.
Side jobs?
Side jobs of the illicit nature.
Are there any people that need to disappear? Is that what you're asking?
You
He's
want me to
working the alleys.
His,
You know?
do you want me to make another performance roll for the rest of the night?
Sure. What are you doing, Trevor? What kind of side jobs?
The kind that take place in an alleyway.
I said his criminal specialty is pickpocket.
Okay. All right. I got a great idea for you, Chrissy. You start playing your new lyre, and although the lyre is like really nice and very well made, it seems that the merchant put like really shitty strings on it, and like 3 of them go like horribly out of tune, and one of them breaks.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go, like, as soon as that happens, I'm gonna go pitch a fit at this merchant.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna like what's about to happen. He definitely pissed off the wrong bard.
You can probably still get your old one back.
No, the lyre's fine. You just need some new strings. You think that maybe it was they weren't very good strings to begin with, and then it was like they were kept at too high tension for too long while this lyre sat for years in the shop. And
Yeah, she's definitely still gonna pitch a bitch fit.
Okay, well,
and true Nivara,
be normal.
like a true Nivara fashion diva moment.
Yeah, well, he apologizes profusely, and gives you brand new strings, free of charge, and seems like he can't get you out of his shop fast enough.
I was gonna say, this is like the worst day of his life.
He's like, here, have two sets here on the house. I'm so sorry. Mistakes happen.
I wish we were back in Burdusk. It was a way better town. This Baldur's Gate blows. Nothing but trouble here.
So what kind of work are you looking for, Thurin? I didn't catch it.
New liar, much better. New streaks, much better.
I'd said his criminal specialty is pickpocket.
So you're just looking for some pockets to pick?
Just anything, really. He just wants to be the greatest thief, so
all right.
He's just saying if anyone needs some dirty work done.
So I guess I don't understand what you're wanting to do. Like, are you just going around stealing from people, or
Chaotic evil Thurin.
or are you like trying to find like someone to hire you, or what?
Yeah, basically trying to find work.
Okay.
He's gonna work this corners.
He's gonna like piss off the thieves guild, and we're gonna have like an impromptu throwdown.
Hey, that'll work. I can go to the local thieves guild.
Yeah, I tell you what. Since I have this whole book on Baldur's Gate, why don't you remind me, or we'll remind me next week, and I will do some research in the meantime on the thieves guild. And,
all right, that'll work.
I'm sure there is at least one, and yeah, we'll have you do some stuff for them. That'll be fun. But since we're getting towards the end anyway, I'll take the time to research.
Get smashed with a scrum.
Yeah, Uthgrim's just gonna sit around
Sounds like a good time.
Drinking beer, not getting like totally ham because he does have a job and he feels like this will lead to him getting paid. So he's going to keep an eye out for work opportunities on a caravan and anybody that looks suspicious and might be throwing around one of whatever these guys are. I can't remember how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys know. Like
yeah.
There we go, Nathan. You're the one that can do it.
So Trevor, you do. I'll tell you that you do find a roguish type person, and you're kind of, flashing thieves' cant around here and there to try to find someone that knows the code, and you find a guy who. And you guys actually don't have a straight up conversation. It's all in the thieves' cant, so no one around you would even know that you're talking to each other necessarily. But you let him know that you're looking to work for the Thieves Guild and where you're staying, and he will relay the message to the powers that be.
All right, because I was a former in my character's background that I had wrote up, I was already a part of a Thieves Guild.
Where were you?
In Scorn U Bowl.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so this is probably a separate guild, but
yeah.
But the fact that you were, a member of another one lets them know that you know what you're doing. Do you tell him, like, are you looking for like thieving work, or You know, are you open to anything? Like if they want someone killed, are you down for that? Or
More or less thieving work.
okay. Okay.
But if push came to shove, you'd kill a man for money, right?
Depends how much money we're talking about.
All depends how much. All right.
So I got a few tricks up my sleeve.
So basically, yeah, you guys are going to have about a week of time to kill in this town. And yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. So next week we'll start with when you guys hire on the caravan, and we'll deal with what kind of trouble Thurn might have gotten into over the week.
This will be fun.
Also, it's Uriel's goal in one night to spend 200 gold pieces in one night.
Oh, and before he actually
and it's Mastic and Uthgrim's gold.
Before he actually starts doing his dirty work, he wants to put all of his gold in the satchel that Mastig is carrying, so he doesn't jingle around while he's trying to sneak.
Okay. Awesome.
Uthgrim, you know, if we're there for a full week, would be thinking that he'd like to take young Sir Uriel out to a house of ill repute to introduce him to the ladies, but would be perhaps surprised to learn that maybe that wouldn't be all that new of a thing for Sir Uriel.
Nice. So Uthgrim and Uriel are going to a brothel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what I was saying.
That's awesome.
And we're gonna go hustle some money, and then we're gonna find the craziest, creepiest little hole-in-the-wall like shopper restaurant, and then see like what creepy shit we can find. Baldur's Gate.
Okay, that last one. Yeah, fine.
Weird, but
Yeah,
okay.
Get Uthgrim while he's hammered, and sure.
Yeah, just drag him along while you're hammered, and then
You need a toe? He can get you a toe.
So go ahead and do your lifestyle for another week, if you need to.
Can I shack up with my followers again?
Yes, totally.
How much does a? Well, no. Tyval's an acolyte. Is there a Chantia in Baldur's Gate?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is.
Sweet.
Is
Tyval
there a
will
university
definitely-
here?
definitely do
Probably,
things with
yeah.
Chantiites.
Well, you're already kind of set with this tavern if you want to do your
I
bard
think
thing
she'd
all
rather
week.
try to teach a class if there's a university here. She'd probably rather try to teach a class.
Okay.
I'm just gonna straight up pay my my amount.
Actually, I think since it's Uriel's goal to like spend so much cash in this town, he's gonna try to drag Uthgrim like tavern to inn to shop, and just to like spend, and like he would cover the costs just to get him to drag along.
This sounds like a fantastic week.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Uriel and Uthgrim are going clubbing all week long.
Pretty much. Though you know, during the day.
Oh, okay.
We'll mostly drink at that one place where we're supposed to be.
Right. Keeping watch. Right. Someone's got to keep
drinking,
watch.
like, small beers, you know, like just to keep it rolling.
Yeah, because everybody kind of went through the 3 wins. So yeah, someone needs to stay and keep watch.
Yeah, like I got to do some sort of work here.
Yeah. So
Ivar is teaching. Tyval's like, I don't know, praying and breathing incense or something. Thurin's killing people.
Doing hippie shit.
Mastig's like among the masses, like telling his war stories.
Yeah.
Mending the shoes of the poor.
Yeah.
So I just covered.
So the two guys doing work are basically coming in every morning off a huge bender, right to work with a pint in hand.
Yeah, I covered Uthgrim's costs.
This is so noir. I love it. You guys are like on the stakeout, like hungover.
He's also gonna walk around the town just to see where all the safe houses are, because through the special symbols for thieves that are on the run, just in case things get bad.
Okay.
so he knows the area and knows where to get out if he has to.
Okay.
It's gonna go so poorly.
No, I believe it.
Well, at least what's her name isn't here, Amora.
We don't know that.
Unless
She might
is.
be. Yeah.
Oh, she is.
She has people everywhere. You find out that the green dragon works for her.
Actually, this is a fake beard that Uthgrim has.
But the muscles are real. She went and got built
Yeah.
while she was in jail.
Ugh.
How do you like that? Uthgrim's living in style.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now Uthgrim smells like roses.
No, I'm like, it was more to pay for all the food he ate and all the things he drank.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
What do you
the
call
whole
these
time-
fish eggs?
This is kind of nasty, but I'm gonna keep eating it. But definitely for sure, Uriel's main quest in Baldur's Gate is to find the creepiest shop in Baldur's Gate.
That is just. Yeah, clubbing, but also let's find a really creepy shop where they sell like toenail clippings and shit.
Yeah, definitely, because he's just looking for like sensations, you know, like things to make him actually like.
Pretty sure if you're not careful in those whorehouses, you're gonna be carrying a sensation around for the next, while.
No,
I'm
we're picking you up at the Temple of Jante at the end to get that all taken care of.
Oh yeah, lesser restoration for days.
We've also got Kyotom's ointment if things go
Yeah.
wrong.
Rub a little ointment on it; it'll be okay.
Yeah, like, how do fantasy STDs work?
I mean, I don't think they would. I think they'd just be able to cure them, just like.
So you name your
No,
rename your
there's
spell.
STDs in Pathfinder.
So you rename your burning hand spell burning urination,
Yeah.
and it's a stream instead of a
Yeah.
cone.
No, it's still a cone.
No, it just
Still a cone. I don't know why that
The mental image. Ooh.
I think it would more work like Scorching Ray, and just three Scorching Rays. Oh damn.
This is going to a special place.
Yeah, I feel like this is devolving a little bit, guys. What do you think?
A little bit.
Okay. Well,
Thurin now has no money on him.
has to go buy another suit of plate armor.
Oh yeah, I can cover it now. Maybe I'll get plate armor for my. I don't know what I even could get plate armor
Your horse that we just sold.
for.
Get some horse plate armor for Tyval. Put it on him.
She can't wear metal, right? That
Yeah.
doesn't change, does it?
I don't think so.
I thought if he wore metal, he only couldn't cast spells.
No, that's old versions.
No, as a druid, he can't wear any type of metal.
It's more of a thing. I mean, I would even if I could, I wouldn't see us buying horse barding practical to put on Tyval.
It's funny, but yeah, no.
Oh, did you guys see my thing about I broke down your odds of rolling better than the average
I read that.
if
Yeah.
you roll your hit
I
points?
did read that.
It is amazing how many people don't comprehend that.
So far, since I've been rolling, though, I have been rolling above.
No,
the
I mean people
I've-
who read the article and saw all the numbers and they're like trying to argue with me, like they don't understand
Oh, really?
math. I
No,
don't know.
they
It's
don't.
like
Yeah.
simple math too. Like,
I
that's
know
not
it's
even
really
math.
simple.
Yeah.
I didn't see this article that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's on here. I'll link it. It's on my blog.
It's so exciting if you roll over, though. The thrill is worth it.
Yes.
It's worth it.
And the
And
high
I
and the
rolled-
bigger your hit die, the better your odds. So
Yeah. I've rolled over every time now. So from now on, I'm going to roll because
So I've rolled over every single time.
I feel like I can afford to lose a couple now for the chance.
yeah, with a D12, your odds are okay, but like with a D6, they're terrible. It's like 33% chance of rolling higher than a 4. Yep. And then some people are like, well, you have a 50% chance of rolling average or better. But it's like, yeah, but you can't count average because that's what you'd get if you don't roll. So that's not a win, to get average. You want to get higher than that, or
right. But it's a chance. You're taking the chance, though.
Right.
If you just take the number. You're never taking the chance, and that's part of what's fun about it.
Yeah, I have 4 more hit points than what I should if I took the average. So my thing is that it could really ruin like a certain build. Like for example, if you had a character that's built to be a tank, and they decide, you know what, for the fun of it, I'm going to roll it every time, and they roll low. All of a sudden, your tank does not do the thing that it is supposed to do. That to me is like the risk reward on that. You do it for another type of character, like for example, if Ulysses had done it, he's never getting hit that often anyways. It could just be fun, and he gets a pile of hit points.
That's why I roll for Nivara. It's just more fun to roll, and she shouldn't be getting hit anyway.
I don't gamble.
Be the operative term.
Yeah, and the thing about how like stats work is, on a given roll, you could roll the maximum or whatever, but over the course of 20 levels, it's going to even out to like what those numbers are, and you're going to have less in the end than you would have if you just took the average.
Right now, I am 8 points over where I would otherwise be.
So you should probably quit while you're ahead.
You've done well. Yeah, that's right. Now you can just lock in those winnings.
I'm 5 ahead.
Do you think I'm going to do that?
Because you roll one once, and
I love rolling it. Awesome. I love rolling the die. It's fun.
And I think that's fantastic. My personality, it just does not go that way, and it's just
Let's see what hypothetically what I'd roll here.
But that hypothetically means nothing, because that weighs nothing on what you
each
would have
individual roll, you don't know.
Yeah. Now, if you're rolling like actual real dice, and you might have a lucky die that's actually not, that tends to roll higher more often, because most dice you get are not actually very well balanced. Right. So the whole idea of this 20-sided is lucky, it's not lucky, it's just weighted improperly, and it rolls 20s more often.
Yeah, I mean, and unless Roll20 has really got an awesome randomizer.
See, with Quantum Roll, it even goes to show that if you roll a 20-sided die an infinite number of times, the average is not 10 through quantum mechanics or whatever. It's actually 10.5.
Right.
10.583, and it goes on forever.
Huh.
You can look up, I believe it's Roll20/Quantum Roll that shows you the statistics.
Well, if you just do, the average of 10, it's 5.5. It's not 5.
Right. And because things typically round down, when you can get the 6 instead of the 5.
Yeah.
I like to take the 6.
Home quantum here. Let's see. The average roll on a die 20, as it stands with quantum rolls, 367,000 rolls, is 10.4997 for today. Because every day they get a new entropy key or whatever.
Yeah, so it's a little off, but it's pretty
close. So today, out of the 367,693 die 20 rolls, the average is 10.497.
Which is probably closer to truly random than any actual die that you paid less than like $40 for.
Because this is using numbers, and the dice that we're using, they're plastic, and they might have an air bubble in them, and all sorts of crazy.
Yeah, I have this metal 20-sided I got that I forget what the tolerance is on it, but they actually figured in like the depth of the numbers carved into it, so it's actually perfectly balanced, because like the 20 is more negative space than the 1, and that, so like the 1 is actually cut deeper than the 20 and everything. And but that's the only one I have. I have one die like that. That's random.
Is that like your DM one? Like it's like, oh, this is going to mean the death of somebody. I better use the...
Yeah,
I have a Chessex 20-sided that it's definitely not like, I roll so many 20s with that thing that I feel like I'm cheating when I use it.
No, there's a company called Game Science that also makes dice that are supposed to be more perfectly rounded. Like the reason plastic dice are rounded is because they basically just throw them in this big thing of slurry and just kind of mix them up to take off all the sharp edges.
Okay.
And the game science dice don't go through that process. So the edges are really sharp. They're supposed to be more random. But...
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Someone's rolling a dice.
No,
Yep.
it's not right.
Chrissy.
So everybody take your D20 and roll it 10,000 times. Record. See how random it really is.
Sounds awesome. This sounds like a very low level like science project for somebody. You know?
Yeah, right.
If somebody's got a kid, yeah.
Computer science class.
Yeah.
Now this isn't a true D20.
Is it a spin down?
It is.
Yeah.
Which is odd. Some people have, for whatever reason, to believe that spin downs
Yeah.
are less random than a randomized 20-sided die, but there's whatever goes to prove that it is either equal or more random than a randomized die.
Oh,
Because
can
of
I
distribution of
focus
numbers
it
or
in?
whatever.
Is that
Oh,
from
can't
the
be
new
close.
the new set?
It's a skull.
Cool.
Oh, I thought it might.
I have so
Spin down
many
from
of those
MTG.
spin counters.
But do you have them from the big boxes from like MTG or something?
Yeah, they're all from Magic.
Yeah, this is from Magic.
Of course.
I don't
Everybody
use
gets
them
spin
for
downs.
for game like RPGs. I use them for, they're great for Magic because it's easier to find the number you're looking for because they just go
Because
in
it's
order.
a spin down.
Yeah, exactly.
I just
Although
use
I'm so used to the regular D20 that I think I can actually find the number faster on that because I kind of have it memorized where they are.
So,
Because I know whenever I use a spin counter, like for a while, I'm kind of confused. I'm like, "Where's the 20? I can't find it."
Well, my 20 is not an actual 20.
Yeah.
It's a symbol.
no magic 20s or.
See, Dwayne, you would have lost that
But then
gamble
look
right
at
there.
that. I'd lost 1 point, but I'd have gained 4. So what does that tell you?
No, you would have gained 3.
Tells me nothing.
3. I would have gained 3. That's magic, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's all freaking
I love the
witchcraft.
depth of your belief, man, and I respect that.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no doubt that so far you've been lucky. And you know, 20 levels isn't that big of a sample size, so you could be lucky for 20 levels.
Yep, there's a crit. Look at that.
And it's less like impactful when it comes to like someone with a high constitution. If you got like a -1 in constitution, you don't want to take that chance.
I'm fine with people rolling as long as I never hear any whining because someone rolled a 1.
That's just hilarious.
average.
I think Nivara rolled a 1 the one time.
I don't think so.
Or it might have been Kyle.
Yeah,
I mean,
think-
even if I
think-
did roll a 1, I wouldn't care because I chose to roll. He didn't make me roll.
Yeah.
I think it was actually Kyle. I think Kyle rolled a 1 or something like that, and which was bad because he's already super squishy. So
Yeah.
oh no,
Squishy on top of squishy.
and he likes to fight in the front line sometimes.
Yeah.
Look at that. 3 out of 4 rolls, average or better.
You're
That's 75%.
You're wasting all your good rolls
I
though,
was gonna say
Dwayne.
stop now because you need to save these.
I know. I am wasting them. There's a limited amount of numbers in the universe.
Yep.
There's only
That's
so
right.
many numbers, and you use them all up.
That's right.
My average hit points per level is 4.6666666666.
So you're
for a
pretty
very
close.
long time.
Number
So-
the beast, baby.
So I doubt I
It's
rolled a
not right there,
1.
that's best, yeah. Okay, well, let's pack up.
Yep. Thanks for coming, everyone. We're doing this
No stats
next
this
week.
week.
Thanks, Lex.
Yeah, no combat. First, no combat.
Yeah. You guys had the big tactical discussion, and then there's no combat.
Yeah, we just gotta remember to, implement
Well-
that next time.
If
Yeah.
you really wanted to, you could have threw some enemies on the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diving off the cliffs onto the boat.
Well, I've already added quite a bit to this episode, and so I kind of want to get going. Or you guys are going to be 4th level forever.
Yeah, I'd really like to get to 5th level sooner rather than later. I mean, I really want
Everybody
that.
wants to level up.
I really want that die 8 inspiration and
We all do.
turning it
We
on
all want that.
short rests. So
Is anybody
I-
getting
I-
more attacks at 5th level?
It was grim.
I get another D6 added on.
Ulysses would have.
I get to make zombies.
What?
my God.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Animate dead, man.
I
Oh, yeah,
Hail
I
playing
get
it in.
space. Is that like?
yeah. I don't-
No,
So
see, it's not
don't- might
zombies.
question
He's
playing it in
instilling passionate
I'm
spirits
adding
that
more
want to come
damage
back to
onto my
fight.
attacks. Othram's getting another attack. Mastig's just making zombies.
Tybo can
Spirit
summon stuff.
Guardian. I get all
Tybo's
kinds
going to
of
become a
spells.
Miniomancer.
Third level is where your spells kind of come into their own. You get your
Yeah.
dispel magics and your
Yeah.
fireballs and your
Yeah.
Your conjure woodland.
Yeah,
demon.
like-
I don't know, I feel like my bardic inspiration gets infinitely better because I can cast it like
Yeah.
you throw it around
so
all
many
the
more
time.
times because I can get 3 per short rest as opposed to 3 per long rest.
right. Hey Lex, have you ever played around with the optional rule where you make a short rest 5 minutes and a long rest 1 hour? You ever
No.
mess with that? I did it for a one shot I was doing called the Minds of Madness,
Yeah.
and it's surprising the difference it makes in the flow of the game. It's really surprising. I mean, it really made it like heroic just doing that, especially if you
Yeah.
got like Navarro's power would be way better, and then they had a warlock and they get all their spell slots back after a short rest. So it really accelerated. It made it more like almost like an action movie. It really worked. I didn't think it
Wow.
would make that big of a difference, but it was very cool.
Okay.
Yep. Or slow it down. Make it a day and a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other way you can go with it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
well,
so many good options in the DMG. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got a whole 4 to 10 year edition cycle for Wizards Coast just to fill it with crap. So it's great.
Supposedly. We'll see.
Is that did somebody say that or what?
I think the development cycle on this one is supposed to be. They said it's supposed to be a long cycle because they were disappointed with how quickly 4th edition ran
Yeah.
out of strength or whatever. So,
But
we don't
I've
know.
heard people say that they said the same thing with 4th.
Yeah.
and that didn't happen. So of course
Well, it
4th
just-
kind of bombed. So that's
It feels like this whole company, they just, as soon as they start having problems, they just fire everybody and hire all new people and go in a totally new direction, So
Yeah.
it's like, who knows what it's going to be once they get rid of this crew.
But here's to seeing Psionics come out soon because that's my favorite class type to play.
Psionics.
Yeah, love being Scion.
The Nerdarchy guys have written up a bunch of different.
yeah. Yep.
Nerdarchy.com. They've
Mhm.
written up a bunch of custom stuff. There's some custom backgrounds in there too. They just put on today, Lex. If you wanna
Oh
check
really?
out their
Cool.
site.
Yeah, I saw their psionic stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'll see y'all next Thursday, hopefully, and
Yep, next
all that
Thursday.
stuff on the forums and.
All right.
All right, cool. Thank you, Lex.
Guys.
See ya.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Alex.
And thanks
Cheers.
everybody for watching. Come back next
Yeah.
Thursday, 6:30 Eastern.
Even though there was no combat, it was still fun.
That's right.
Yeah. If you want to see some real conflict, watch the last episode.
Yes. Inter-party conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you.